Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Alexandra. I'm founder of Life With Herpes. I'm excited to be here with you. And I'm excited to be talking with you. I don't have a ton of time because I have a call in about 15 minutes, but I definitely wanted to take the time to spend my morning with you on this beautiful Monday morning in October. All right. Here's the deal. If you are new to this platform, if you are new to Life with Herpes, my name's Alexandra. I'm the founder of Life with Herpes. I was diagnosed with HSV-1 in 2003 and HSV-2 in 2011. So I've been living with herpes for decades. I have learned to deal with it. I have learned to disclose. I've learned to help prevent outbreaks. I've learned to help speed up recovery. I've learned how to, in fact, improve my health from it. I had to make some health changes when I was diagnosed. So there's a lot of things that have happened. With that being said, this is your opportunity to ask your questions. I am here sharing my experience. I'm here sharing what I have to offer as far as knowledge. I'm here to share what I do to help prevent outbreaks. I'm here to share what supplements, what products, everything that has worked for me personally. So before we get into that, I am going to tap the screen because I want to thank you for joining me and spending your Monday morning with me. So I'll go ahead and tap the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. Enjoy this Monday morning. As you know, if you've been live with me, I answer the questions in the order that they come. So I get hundreds of questions and I do my best to get through them all. Some of the best things that you can do is keep it very G-rated. This app does not like it if your questions get too illicit. So Brooke says, I need help dealing with rejection. Yesterday, do you try to educate the person or just move on? Okay, rejection is a big one, and nobody likes rejection, right? I don't like it, you don't like it, the next person down the road doesn't like it. Nobody likes it because it doesn't feel good and it feels uncomfortable. And what it does is it sparks something from our past. It sparks something from not getting invited to a sleepover when you were 7. It sparks from not getting invited to sit at the cool lunch group when you were in junior high. It brings up all these things of rejection, right? So when it comes to dating, rejection hurts regardless, and now we've just added herpes on top of it. Rejection happens for 3 reasons, specifically with herpes, okay? So rejection happens for 3 reasons when we're talking about herpes. Number 1, the person is not mature. The person is emotionally immature. Emotionally immature. So this person is like silly or can't have the talk about intimacy, or it's stupid, or like, I don't want to have that conversation, or that's weird, or like, ew, I don't want to talk about that, or whatever. That type of person. Number 2, the person has a deep-rooted belief. Has a deep-rooted belief that is not going to change. So they may have this belief system about living with an STD or about herpes, and no matter what you say, you can talk to them till that person is blue in the face. They're not going to change their mind. It doesn't matter how much they like you. That is going to override their likeness for you. Or 3, the reason why rejection happens, and this is the hardest one to hear, is the person's not into you. So we think like, oh, if I didn't have herpes and we would have been like already dating, like this would have been a thing. And the truth is, this thing would have probably been something. Yeah, maybe you would have already been intimate. Maybe you would have had a few more dates. But if this person isn't aligned with you emotionally, isn't aligned with you on beliefs, this person is not going to want to be with you, and vice versa, right? I'm the first one to say I've broken up with guys for silly reasons. I didn't like their earlobes. I didn't like they had dirty fingernails. Their gig line wasn't straight, whatever it was. And I wouldn't tell them it was because I thought they were this or that. I would be like, oh, well, gosh, whatever. I came up with any other reason. So when we give them herpes, like, hey, I have herpes, and the person rejects us, it's because you made it really easy. You teed it up for that person to be able to say, yeah, it's the herpes, when really it's something else. So back to dealing with rejection, specifically for herpes, what I want you to remember is these 3 reasons why rejection happens. The next thing I want you to realize is if this person rejects you, it's an opportunity. Rejection is an opportunity for redirection, all right? It's not you. It's not the herpes. It's this person isn't right for you. So it's an opportunity for you to redirect to somebody that is right for you, and do some self-work. So back to that, another great question I get is, well, when should I disclose? When should I tell someone that I have herpes? My personal experience, my personal advice, what I feel is right, I feel the longer you wait to be intimate is more important. I feel the more time you spend getting to know that person and getting to form a foundation, and like not a you don't want to start a relationship on a house of cards. You want to start a solid foundation. So I think the longer you wait to be intimate, the better. That's just me personal. It could be generational. It could be whatever. It could be religious. Whatever I feel that way from looking at past relationships and what I can gather from dating, I think the longer that you wait is better. Number two, if you're like, hey, I'm just DTF, I'm ready to go, then tell them right there. Tell them right then and there, hey, I'm DTF and I have this and this is what I'm going to do. We're going to use condoms, or I'm on the antiviral or whatever. If you're like, hey, I'm looking for a relationship and I want to be with this person, then I would wait as long as possible before you're intimate. Guys, I see the hearts. Thank you. I'm going to tap the screen with you. So thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. I do have a few more minutes to go live with you. Last time you guys were asking about tapping. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it's a process that we can use to help us with trauma. It's a process that we can use to help remove some beliefs. It's a process that we can use to calm our nervous system. And this all correlates together when we're dealing with herpes outbreaks, when we're dealing with the anxiety of being diagnosed with herpes, when we're dealing with the depression, we're dealing with the fear. So this is something I'm going to bring in if this is something that you guys are interested in. So definitely leave me a comment and let me know if this is something that you would be interested in. Okay, let me go through the questions. I'm on day 9 of my first outbreak and it's been so painful. Will it be like this forever? Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it will not be like this forever. Your first outbreak feels like Armageddon. It is Armageddon. It is everything above. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. But it does get better as time goes on. The outbreaks are less frequent and in between. And the pain is typically not as severe. Some things that you can do right now is definitely I have a 21 page or 27 page? I don't remember. 20-something page Outbreak Remedies ebook that you can download right now. If you go to the link in the bio, it's free. It'll go through a bunch of remedies that you can use right now. One of them that you could do right now would be to do an Epsom salt bath, and that can be really helpful in calming your nervous system and soothing the pain down there. But like I said, there's tons of remedies in that ebook, so go download it. It's free. I put all my secrets in there. I've been working on this since 2017 and I've continued to update it. So definitely go check that. For those of you that are also like, what's in it? Maybe there's a remedy I don't know about. Definitely go check it. It is awesome. What if it's a parasite? What if herpes is a parasite? Viruses are they're similar to parasites. They need us to survive, but it is not a parasite. Are we able to ask a question in this moment? Yeah, ask your question. Hello, I got my first outbreak in June. After that, nothing. I have HSV1. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you haven't had anything since June. There's a lot of people that will be jealous of you, which is a good thing. Not good to have people jealous of you, but there's a lot of people that get reoccurring outbreaks. So to hear that you don't have any outbreaks, that's awesome. That is common. You know, some people get one outbreak and don't have one for a year or 5 years or 10 years. My second HSV1 outbreak was 14 years later. That's a really long time. Advice for leaving a positive partner struggling with guilt. Don't feel guilty. I always felt guilty breaking up with somebody, but you have to think like it's not in your partner's best interest and it's not in your best interest to be in a relationship that it doesn't serve one another. Forget herpes. That's just something we like to dangle as like the guilt. So don't throw that out there. It's not your problem to fix someone. It's not your problem to stay with somebody because he or she has herpes. It's your responsibility to do what's best for you. And ultimately, when you do what's best for you, it serves the greater good for everybody else. So I would just look at potentially weigh your options. Like if I stay with this person, these are the reasons why I feel like I should stay with this person. If I move on from this person, these are some benefits that will happen. Just think about your future partner. You would be doing such a disservice to your future partner, your future lover, your future one, if you were with somebody else. Think about the beauty that's going to happen when you meet that other person. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I understand where the guilt comes from, but potentially there may be some abandonment issues that you potentially had in your past. This is being triggered from somewhere. And so it's this feeling of guilt. I would invite yourself to look into it, but definitely look at the benefits and the pros and cons of staying. Thanks Kipling for responding to Hennessy Rose. Yeah, the first one is always the worst. What if a person got out of system? So at this point, we don't have the technology to remove viruses from our body, unlike bacteria, right? We can kill bacteria in our body. We cannot kill viruses. They will be in our bodies forever. What we can do is we can help the virus be dormant, or we can kind of like burn it out, for lack of better words, but we cannot remove it from our body. Is there a cure? So there is no cure for herpes. What they do have right now is they do have an antiviral that works really well for keeping the virus dormant in our bodies. There are talks of some sort of vaccine. There are talks of ways to potentially help us in the future, but I don't know what that's going to look like. Guys, I have to jump in 2 minutes. So let me see if I can get through these questions. I don't even know how to cope with this. It's still normal. They need a cure. I understand the situation. Yeah. Being on this platform is going to be helpful. Like I said, I do have that free 21-page ebook that will definitely help get you with some resources to help speed up recovery. If you don't link there, it's called outbreakremedies.com. If you just go to outbreakremedies.com, that'll be very helpful. And just being part of this community is going to help you. I always tell them before we go for full intimacy, I like to get to know them for a while for a first date. I think that's great. As far as the feeling of wanting to waste time, you're not wasting somebody's time by not telling them that you have herpes. That is what dating is about. Dating is getting to know one another. It's not possible to let someone know on the first date everything. If we showed up with like a list of papers to date somebody, like here's everything about me, people would be like, no, right? Like you'd find all these no's for whatever reason. So I would say that never feel guilty and like you're wasting someone's time by not telling them you have herpes. So the medicine does, it's not a like absolute guarantee that you will prevent transmission. It's the best way to prevent transmission, according to the FDA. But what I like to use as far as helping with transmission personally is I like to use Lysine. I like to use Monolaurin. I like to use Monolaurin and I like to use Andrographis. So these are all supplements that I use, that I take naturally to help prevent transmission. They're all linked in the bio for you. You do get a % off when you use the link in the bio. So that's what I use to help with keeping it dormant in my body naturally. Can I still transmit the virus? Yes. Can you still transmit the virus while being on the antiviral? Yes. But things that you can do with supplements and the antiviral will lessen the transmission rate. So that's what I like to do. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you being here. I will see you soon in the next video and have a great day. Bye, guys.